And that is when those monks realised I wasn't a real doctor. And we're live.
You are now listening to Radio Rufus.
Yes, bonjour, hello, buongiorno, and of course, wagwan to another spine-tingling, blood-rushing, aneurysm-inducing, epileptic episode of Radio Rufus. We are back in the vintage, rose-tinted, nostalgic glory of our dated radio station to bring you the hottest and freshest, straight off the presses, news, sports, games. It's your typical radio show with a classic twist. Some of the scoops might be slightly more stinky than you have imagined because they have been sitting there, marinating, rotting, getting fairly inedible over the course of many, many years because, as you know, we are the two greatest 1960s non-dodgy presenters in the history of the game. The two people, of course, being me, Rufus Rice, and, of course, my, how could I sum you up? My promiscuous producer, Aidan. Say hello, Aidan.
Hello.
Historically promiscuous, I must add. Yep. Not in recent times. You've settled down. You've become a stoic man of relationship and integrity. Which is good, I guess.
Yeah, you've took over the kind of promiscuous side of things.
Recently, I've been on a tear. Yeah. Is one a tear?
Well, you broke a dry spell, so
it's more of a tear than zero, I guess. Yeah. And I had a couple of minus ones on the way. But as always, let's hop in there to our first segment. This is not news, and this is what hit the headlines this week. A teenager has been accused of derailing a train and posting the crash video online. Chicken wings advertised as boneless can have bones, per a ruling by the Supreme Court. And a woman has been jailed for overfeeding a dog. All that and more brilliance coming up. But let's hit our first story now. We're presenting a special report from the Department of Autistic Crimes, as a 17-year-old in Nebraska has been accused of intentionally derailing a train, recording the crash, and then putting the footage in a vlog. The boy faces felony. Not felony. Do you like
felony?
Felony.
Yeah.
Fennelly is when something has fennel in it.
You would imagine that.
I'd imagine, which divides opinion.
Not a fan.
Yeah, I think food opinions might be the most boring topic of conversation of all time. You know when someone like brings up they bring up pineapple on pizza like it's death by lethal injection.
Or they're like, I don't care what anyone says, I do like Marmite. Just trying to be different.
I don't care if you like Marmite or not, actually.
I don't care whether you love it or hate it. Same as pineapple on pizza.
Also, there are some people who do think Marmite's alright.
Yeah.
They do exist. And that marketing is bullshit. I'm coming for you. I've been working for the Advertising Standards Agency recently. I'm coming for you, Marmite. You guys can get fucked. On behalf of Bovril. Like the average Essex bloke in Ocean Beach in mid-July, the train was absolutely on the rails and excited to meet Wayne Lineker before driving through a misaligned switch, causing $200,000 worth of damage to the train and $150,000 to the power grid.
Jesus.
Which...
Sure.
I don't know how you do that by presumably knocking over one pole.
Yeah, I think the main question about this, for me anyway, is how can just one person walk up, flip a switch, and derail a train? I don't feel like civilians should have that power. No.
And I don't... That's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that at all.
Yeah.
I feel like the switch shouldn't just sort of be, out in the open for a
shouldn't be easily
child
accessible
to play with. Yeah. In a show of breathtaking and honestly quite impressive arrogance, the teenager approached an investigator at the crash scene and asked what had happened. And then the investigator said the cause of the derailment had not been identified yet. And then the teenager replied, well, obviously a switch was flipped the wrong way. Yeah. Mate, what are you doing?
Stupid. You might have got away with it.
It's like OJ pretending those gloves don't fit.
Yeah.
And you see him in the clip and he's trying really hard.
Also, I know you don't like OJ discourse, but there's been plenty of times people have worn gloves that didn't fit to get a job done.
That's true. I've cut I've cut a bush before.
Yeah, and probably in gloves too big or too small. So don't get.
I've trimmed a
that.
hedge.
Yeah. I don't believe that you actually have trimmed a hedge.
I've trimmed a hedge.
Debatable.
What do you mean debatable? I'm telling you for a fact I trimmed a hedge once. My grandparents' house has a hedge around the end of the garden.
And you trimmed it?
And I've lopped a branch. A stem, you know.
One or two?
I was I don't really know what a horticulturalist in my time.
You dabbled in a bit of horticulture?
Yeah. Horticulture sounds like a sort of upmarket way of saying I smoke a lot of weed. Like I dabble in horticulture. To
me, it sounds like the culture surrounding OnlyFans.
Yeah, nice. So a video of the derailment was posted on YouTube 2 days after the crash on the teenager's personal YouTube account. Mate, you've got to make a secondary if you're going to be posting incriminating footage. It's like, you know those people who do OnlyFans but they don't show their face?
Yeah.
And I think they have an idea that there's some kind of moral superiority there because
they're hiding their face.
But I still think that the worst of it still affects you because I think if your family stumbled across it, they would recognize you.
By a birthmark or a tattoo or a necklace or something.
Or just, you know, personality, disposition.
I don't think there's much personality in suck job videos.
Movement. Well, you know, that you've got to add a bit of flair.
I suppose they can't do unless they're blurring. Blowjobs would be off limits in faceless OnlyFans.
Or they're like...
wearing a balaclava.
Yeah, belly on, yeah. Giving a suck job on Op Block. Yeah. But like I feel like your family are gonna still work out that you're getting railed on the internet for money, even if you don't show your face. That's what I feel like with this guy. You got to be a bit more careful than that.
There's a quote where it's like, "Give a man a mask and he'll show his true colours." That's the case for this OnlyFans culture. They're showing that yes, they're not better because they're not showing their face. They're still the same.
Yeah.
Arguably worse because they're trying to do it under the radar.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's better ways of going viral than derailing trains.
I don't know. I want to watch this video. I mean, it's been taken down, but you know.
Do you think if he had known the potential reach of a listing the top 5 lesbians video before derailing this train, he might have went down that path?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of. The proud creator of such classics as Top 5 Black People and Top 5 Plane Crashes.
Yeah. What was the one that got taken down?
Top 5 Slurs I did. But it got taken down, right?
Yeah.
So I made a Top 5 Slurs video for people who haven't seen it. It got taken down the next day.
Yeah.
And the reason it got taken down, do you know why?
Why is that?
Slurs.
You didn't say any.
I didn't say any though. Yeah. Just want to put it out there. I didn't say any slurs in this video.
Yeah.
But apparently, saying that the N-word is the goat of slurs might be offensive. Although I think that's showing, if anything, respect.
Yeah, because they've reclaimed it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, it's quite easy for us to sit here and go through all the slurs that don't apply to us at all. And like,
but the ones that do apply to me don't offend me. But I get...
Are there slurs that apply to you?
Cracker.
Yeah, but like...
I get that it's because we were never marginalised the same way. But at the same time, I'm Irish.
Is there an Irish slur?
In like all over the country, in like the... maybe the 60s, 70s, 80s, there was posters in pubs that said, "No blacks, no dogs, no Irish."
What, in Britain?
I think in America, mainly.
Oh, in America, yeah.
It probably wouldn't, you know what, it's way before that. It would have been maybe like...
the 1920s.
After the famine and like whenever a lot of the Irish,
famine, yeah.
Whenever a lot of the Irish like initially moved over.
Right. I'm confused about the famine. Because it's the Great Potato Famine.
Yeah.
Did they only have potatoes or did they have no potatoes?
They had no potatoes.
And potatoes constitute such an enormous part of the Irish diet that they actually starved to death because they had no alternatives.
Pretty much.
Incredible. Yeah.
I'm not a fucking historian by any means, but...
Right. Because I thought it might have been called that because they only had potatoes to eat because everything else had been ruined. But it turns out you guys don't eat anything.
There was also food being sent across that wasn't making it our way because you fuckers kept it for yourselves.
Yeah, well, you know,
fair enough.
You've got priority of needs.
Yeah. But yeah, so they all moved over. No blacks, no dogs, no Irish happened. So I can basically say all the words.
So yeah, going back to what we were talking about, a video of the derailment was posted on YouTube 2 days after the crash on the teenager's personal YouTube account, and it has dramatic music and narration from the kid. I just want to read you some absolute poetry from impressive for a 17-year-old. The aftermath of the collision raises the questions of how such a routine journey can turn perilous, and what lessons can be gleaned from such a brush with disaster. Mate, that is powerful stuff. Yeah. Honestly, this guy's in the wrong job.
Yeah.
He could be up for the fucking, I don't know.
Nobel Peace Prize. Well,
Do you get that?
So peaceful.
The literature.
Yeah.
Nobel
I was thinking
Prize.
more, it was reminding me of like the I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah.
And he won a Peace Prize.
Was it for the speech? Because Finn Taylor came in here a few weeks ago and said it was for inventing the Whopper. Like he started Burger King. So
yeah, it's probably more that Burger King's fucking shit though. I'm just gonna go out and say it.
If anything, McDonald's needs the Peace Prize.
Yeah.
Because I have been fucking starving sometimes and quite angry about it. And I've calmed down a lot and gotten a lot more peaceful after having a Mackey's.
I also disagree because I have never had a standard meal in McDonald's and not been hungry after it. You need to get like 2 or 3 things.
That's you. That's all you, man.
Are you telling me like a 3-piece chicken select and some fries fills you up?
No, but that's like, what is this, child's play? I'm not fucking 9.
That's what I mean. I need a Big Mac. I need 3 selects.
Yeah, well, guess what? They have that on the fucking menus.
Yeah, but that's 2 meals. I don't want to have to spend fucking 14 quid on a burger, chicken, and chips. I want to go somewhere with a big enough portion of chicken on chips or burger and chips.
Yeah, but if you do that, you end up going to Boss Man, having some terrible chicken, and ending up like having mild salmonella for 2 weeks.
Swings and roundabouts.
At least in McDonald's, like you will get constipation, but you won't get E. coli. Is the sort of waiting. Anyway, great narration. Don't know how he got onto E. coli, but the teenager approached an investigator at the scene of the crash on the night it happened and said he'd recorded it on his phone, showed them the footage, and then they later found CCTV footage of him setting up a tripod before flicking the railway switch.
Absolute gobshite.
I think like that is honestly,
that's one of the biggest self-snitches of all time.
Yeah, but I love the thought to bring a tripod to the scene of the crime so he can get a nice static shot of him flicking the switch.
The next move would have been like a gimbal or a Steadicam or something, just so it's really artistic.
Yeah, like a helicam or something, a flyover, an aerial shot of the crash. That would have been good.
How badly would your TikTok have to fall off before you considered this type of content?
See, I didn't even realise that you could just derail a train. You know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
It didn't ever occur to me. You know Francis Bourgeois? Do you remember him?
Yeah.
I have a feeling like, because he fell off,
Big.
you know, but he was the train man for a bit. Maybe this is him. Is he still 17? He's probably like 27 now. But
train enthusiasts have always struck me as weirdos.
It is one of the major signals of
autism,
high functioning autism.
Yeah.
Same with the plane people. What I don't get about the plane spotters, right? All the planes are the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they don't really mean much to me.
Big one, small one. Those are the 2 types of planes.
My friend Garth it's the biggest case of undiagnosed autism I've ever seen. He started painting model cars and like collecting like old like vintage, not even Hot Wheels, but like Aston Martins.
Yeah.
And every month he'll have a new phase. Like he liked golf for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And he'll have another thing next month, and it's always, especially the fucking painting cars. I think that's pretty autistic.
Yeah. Was he like just painting them the correct colours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't putting like flame.
There was no art. There was no art involved. Yeah. God, that is so boring. What's the most boring hobby, do you think?
I feel like knitting or something would bore me, but it's not from. I'm not the.
But I think you do something else while you knit. Like it's just a thing to keep your hands busy while you watch
TV,
horse porn on the family computer. Yeah. So I don't think it's not really the same thing in and of itself.
I feel like having those needles in hand whilst watching porn could be pretty dangerous.
Oh yeah, but
sometimes part of the thrill.
Gotta live on the edge. Is there anything more boring than?
What bores the...
Oh, what about stamp collecting?
Yeah, that has to be up there.
Honestly, collecting anything is pretty boring.
Or like amateur gardeners. I don't really get that. I can see there's a bit of reward from it because after a few months, this is a product of your hard work. But still, it's not for me.
And you always get like 3 of the shittest strawberries you've ever had after months and months.
You get like 1 jar of fucking blueberry jam.
Yeah, and it's not even good. Anyway, let's move on to our second story. Speaking of blueberry jam, chicken wings. Forget Roe v. Wade and O.J. Simpson versus the people. This is a proper landmark legal decision, and it's happened in the Ohio Supreme Court as they came down on the side of the chicken wing in the thrilling case of boneless wing versus man. Judges ruled that consumers cannot expect boneless chicken wings to actually be free of bones, rejecting claims by a cock lover called Michael, who suffered an infection in the esophagus from getting a bone stuck in his throat.
That sounds rough.
He'd ordered boneless wings with Parmesan garlic sauce, which I have to say,
that sounds a bit rank, doesn't it?
I don't like Parmesan, and I fucking hate people who like Parmesan. People who assume that I want Parmesan on pasta need to get in the bit, because it scientifically, it has the exact same chemical makeup. It smells the exact same as chunder. Scientifically, it's got the same chemicals in it because it's made out of basically rotten cheese.
Is that what Parmesan is?
Yeah. Parmesan is just rotten cheese.
I will always accept Parmesan on my spaghetti bolognese, but I didn't know that, so that might change a few things.
Don't you think it just smells like warm chunder?
All cheese smells like fucking smegma, but it doesn't stop anyone eating it.
I wouldn't. I don't eat cheese in raw form.
You use it as like a vehicle for your something to put on. Basically.
Like I'd have it in something, but I wouldn't have like a block of cheese on its own. I know some people like that. They'll just have
just like take a bite out of a block of cheese.
Yeah. Like some people have like a block of cheese for a snack.
No, that's not me. That's strange.
Well, it's like I like cheese in situations.
Yeah.
But I'm not having it on its own. I think that's insane.
The main thing that sort of disgusts me about that is the garlic mayo side of it. I think that's rank.
Yeah. Garlic Parmesan sauce.
Yeah.
I think he deserved to die. He didn't die, but
he did deserve it.
So, Michael Berkheimer sued, of course that's his name, what a silly name.
Yeah.
Michael Berkheimer sued the restaurant, saying the restaurant failed to warn him that so-called boneless wings, which are of course nuggets of boneless breast meat, could contain bones. He also charged the supplier and the farm the chickens came from. This guy's coming for everybody, man.
Yeah, he's not letting anyone go.
He's taking the whole industry down with him. Yeah. I don't think you farms and... What?
Yeah.
Hate to break it to this guy, but all chickens have bones in originally. You can't do anything about that at the farm level.
He's going to be going to the family of the chicken next.
So in a 4-3 split decision, it was close.
Yeah, it's close.
The Supreme Court said that boneless wings refers, and you're going to be angry about this, boneless wings refers to a cooking style. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know what a cooking style is for one, but that's not it.
Yeah. I said this to you off camera earlier, but I would always get like boneless chicken fillets.
I think it's for children, boneless stuff.
You always go bone?
I want to feel like an apex predator.
I fully agree with that. Like if I love chicken wings, I love ribs, I love eating stuff off the bone, but I just like putting chicken in like chicken curry or something, so I'll get that boneless. But just last night I was biting into like a chicken skewer that I had made.
Yeah.
I say I had made, my girlfriend made it. I don't cook.
Yeah.
But took like 2 chews through it and there was a big fuck off bone. Thankfully I didn't.
I'm not
like
saying
Michael.
that boneless chicken doesn't have its uses. I'm saying, well, if you have a wing, I think a boneless wing is like juvenile and idiotic and for stupid little kids.
A boneless wing is fucking gormless and stupid.
Is it even a wing? Isn't it just a bit of breast?
I'd be just as annoyed as this person if I got wings without the bone.
Yeah.
Like that's surely more room to be complaining.
I guess so. I'm just confused about this next sentence here. Berkheimer, the Supreme Court said that Berkheimer should have been on guard against bones since it's, quote, common knowledge that chickens have bones.
You can't argue with that.
I mean,
it does feel like false advertising.
Yeah. This is what they wrote. A diner reading boneless wings on a menu would no more believe that the restaurant was warranting the absence of bones in the items than believe the items were made from chicken wings. Just as a person eating chicken fingers would know he's not being served fingers. That makes no sense.
Yeah, slightly
I feel like this guy has never had a wing in his life.
Nah.
Justice Joseph T. Dieters. He needs to get a life and have a wing.
I agree.
That would be funny if they just like ordered in a Wingstop and had to, all the jury just tucking, all the judges just fucking Supreme Court tucking into Wingstop.
That would be a good time to get called up for jury duty. In fairness,
I'm planning on, if I ever do get called up, just avoiding it.
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's someone in my family that just didn't go and nothing happened.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
I guess like arrest me, and then try me.
yeah.
But like,
Fuck off.
yeah, fuck off. The opposing justices called Dieter's reasoning utter jabberwocky.
What the fuck is that word?
I know the poem, The Jabberwock. We did it at school.
Why does that sound like a racial slur to me?
Well, like, oh, mate, that guy is such a jabberwocky.
Yeah. It's reminding me of like jive turkey.
No, what's that?
I think it's just something that
Is it an archaic?
I think it's something like black people call each other.
Oh,
Like if someone's being a jive turkey.
okay.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of Double Waller. I'll give it to you.
I don't know what that is.
It's an Indian man, and his job is to transport lunches made by wives on a train to men who work in offices. So I can see where you're coming from. Although that's not a racial slur, that's just a job. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, saying when they read the word boneless, they think it means without bones, as do all sensible people. I like the idea though of introducing a bit of danger into like the wing process. You know they have the wing roulette at Nando's.
Yeah.
But what if like it was like Russian roulette?
And some of them had bones.
Or just killed you.
It would definitely add to the anticipation of a.
And you pass it around the table.
Yeah.
Like maybe one of them is like, like the ghost pepper just shitting red hot needles for 2 days afterwards.
I think
like,
one of them should definitely have something like that just caused you to be constantly pissing.
Maybe you have
your
to
ass.
sign a waiver beforehand because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
It causes you to basically piss blood for like a week.
One of them should just have cyanide in it though.
Well, it would be a good evolutionary thing because we'd start to eliminate people who eat wings too often.
I was about to say, do I fall into that category? I love wings, but I wouldn't say I eat them too often.
It's because wings, right, aren't a fucking meal, mate.
Yeah, you need to have it's the same as McDonald's.
No, at
You have
least
them accompanied
a
with something.
burger is widely recognised that that's a meal.
But
That's a main course.
Yeah, but you're not just having a burger.
No, you're having a burger and chips.
Yeah.
But like wings and chips, that's two sides.
Yeah, that is true. But
So
it's like
fuck wings.
wings is like a side for a pizza usually, or something like that.
Is it?
Yeah, well, Domino's and stuff, its biggest side would be
I haven't had
wings.
Domino's in years.
Domino's wings are class, to be fair.
What about the cookie that's also a pizza?
The chocolate pizza.
No. Wait, there's a chocolate pizza?
Yeah, it's
What, so it's a
unreal as
pizza
well.
and
it's
it's
like
got chocolate? That's fucking disgusting.
it's like dough, and then there's like cinnamon on it, and then it's, you know what it is? It's like a disc you put on top of it. It's Easter egg chocolate, and it just melts on. It's unbelievable. I used to, whenever I
That's
worked
so
in Domino's,
sickening, right? That's horrible.
it is sickening. You feel awful after it, but
Yeah.
whenever I worked in Domino's, if they ever needed like a really shit job done, like the fucking ceiling cleaned or something,
Yeah.
they'd be like, Aidan, there's a free chocolate pizza on it. That's all it took.
I would have like cleaned the ceiling so I didn't have to eat it. So disgusting.
I used to bring in my own stuff and customize it. I remember cutting up Jaffa cakes and putting it on top of it.
So it wasn't enough for you.
Nah, it wasn't enough gluttony.
You were bringing in Jaffa cakes.
And one other time, Whispers. I like got a Whisper bar and cut it up and sprinkled it over the top.
Mate, that is so grim.
It's fucking delicious.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Mate, it's just chocolate on chocolate on chocolate at that point. Like, it's just too much. A little bit of Jaffa.
A
That's
little
like,
bit of orange.
yeah.
That's the healthiness.
It's like the grand. Yeah, I guess one of your 5 a day on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say quickly, fuck Nando's as well. It's the most bang average restaurant. It's basically McDonald's with a bit of broccoli.
I far prefer the food in Nando's to McDonald's, but
Yeah.
the price that you pay to like, it's such small portions. Like
Is
you get
it?
two
Yeah.
sides, and the two sides, it's like for a main and two
About
sides.
4 grains of rice and 1 bit of broccoli as well.
Yeah, and the sides are like fucking what's it called, macho peas,
Yeah.
broccoli, and the mash is
You
decent.
don't like to be within sort of 500 meters of a vegetable, so.
This, contrary to popular belief, I fucking love vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah,
You must eat them in ridiculous quantities.
yeah. This is what I was saying. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and I've been in the gym like a lot. Like I went like 12 or 13 times last month, which is
Yeah.
12 or 13 times more than I've went in the past 5 years.
Nice.
But I think it was like every 2-3 days I went. The only problem I have is like I eat healthily. I just eat 3 times the recommended amount I need to.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You need to go on the Mahatma Gandhi diet.
What exactly is that?
Nothing. And then you...
Just nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And then you sleep with, like, girls in your bed at night, but you can't shag them. It's a test
Yeah.
to see whether
Gandhi's not
your
a pedo.
resolve is strong enough. And you have to wear flip-flops at all times. That's the Gandhi challenge. Maybe we should do that. Like,
The Gandhi challenge.
you know 75 hard? What about 75 Gandhi? You eat nothing for 75 days. You have to wear only flip-flops and that sort of bed sheet that he had on. And his glasses.
And you have to lie beside women without shagging them.
Yeah, every day for 75 days.
That just sounds like every one of your dates.
Mate, I'm a big fan of the 75 Gandhi. I think it's hilarious.
You're living it anyway.
Yeah. Right. Let's go move on to our next story then. And Mahatma Gandhi would disapprove of this. Because a woman, a mentally ill woman with some kind of undiagnosed feeding fetish, which, are you aware of a feeding fetish?
Yeah.
It's where a person, I believe it's like an extreme form of taking care of someone, gets pushed to the absolute limit and basically feeds them to be morbidly obese and gets some kind of weird sexual gratification out of that.
I don't get that myself personally.
Anyway,
but
she's got it towards a dog, so it gets even worse. But anyway, it's okay because she's all the way in New Zealand, so we don't have to worry about her sort of chubbying up any of the local dogs. But basically, she fed her already obese dog to the brink of death. And for people just watching on YouTube, like, it is beyond. There is no space left in this dog.
that's not a dog. That's a sofa.
Honestly, you could get quite a good discount on that at DFS.
100%. Yeah.
It looks quite comfy as well.
It looks inflatable.
Yeah, like, you know when you see fat people? I've never seen a person so fat, it looks like they're actually about to burst, like there's no more space in them, like a full... This dog looks like a full balloon.
It does. You put a pin in that thing and it's flying.
I'm not sure it's actually possible to give it any more food. So RSPCA officers found the dog after obtaining a warrant to search the woman's home. I mean, she must have been fucking up some dogs to get a search warrant.
Yeah.
And noted the dog had to stop to catch his breath 3 times in the 10 meters from the house to the car.
That sounds like me in this London summer.
Yeah. So that's every 3 1/3 meters. That's how far it can go. Which, when you compare that to a normal dog, it's just hilarious.
Yeah, dogs are real excitable. They'll fucking run way ahead of their owner without having to stop at all.
So he was weighed and found to be 53.7 kilograms. I know a lot of girls who are not that heavy.
Yeah.
A lot of fully grown adult women who aren't as heavy as this relatively small dog.
If you think about that, dog's like half my weight. Which is mental.
And you're not a small guy.
Yeah, I am a fucking big lad.
That's insane, mate.
Yeah.
I'm only about 78 kilos.
So there's people that...
He's 25 kilos less than me.
Yeah.
That's insane, bro. I can't even bench that. I can't even bench the dog. Vets were unable to hear his heartbeat due to the thickness of fat surrounding his chest. That's a tragic one. I'm sorry, that's sad.
It is.
It was
sad.
funny before. They're starting to get a bit sad, tragic. This dog is called Nuggy, which is also funny. The dog looks like a nugget as well.
It does actually, yeah.
It's exactly the same colour and shape as most McNuggets. CEO of the RSPCA, Todd Westwood, no relation to Tim Westwood. I checked.
Cheers for clearing that up.
Which would be funny. Noted that Nuggy was one of the most obese animals in the history of the organisation. So we've never seen any animal this fat, ever, in the history of our organisation.
I wonder what other animals weigh that.
Yeah, look up, like...
Animals that weigh 50 kg?
Yeah, I'm sure... It doesn't get Googled a lot. The giant octopus. No way. Like a giant African tortoise, yeah.
Yeah, that is mental.
That is insane.
That's tons.
Giant armadillo.
Everything is giant in front of it.
Yeah, but all those things are way bigger than this dog as well.
I think this is a pup as well, isn't it?
It's a little dog, yeah. So they basically put it on a rapid weight loss and diet program, which I think...
I'm going to put your dog on a fucking diet.
Which I think is a funny thing to give to a dog. And I think once your dog is on that sort of thing, I think we should just probably give up and get a new dog, personally. I don't think it's really worth the time and resources of humanity to try and do weight loss programs on a dog.
But in this woman's situation, all she has to do to help this dog is feed it less and take it for a walk. That's not a lot of resources.
Well, it's dead now, so...
Oh, well, yeah. That puts a dampener on things.
It suffered an acute hemorrhage from a ruptured mass in the liver. Basically ate itself to death, I think.
Jesus.
The woman confessed that in addition to dog biscuits, she fed her obese pet 8 to 10 pieces of chicken every day.
It's no real surprise if it's eating a bargain bucket every night that it's going to be obese.
It's gone straight through and had a Twister box meal every day. The woman was sentenced to 2 months in jail after pleading guilty and was ordered to pay reparations. Do you know what reparations are?
Yeah, but who's she paying?
Yeah. Dogs?
Dog Trust or some charity or...
Because normally, reparations are paid by guilty white people towards ethnic minorities. So it's a way of giving back from colonialism.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't do it because it happened ages ago. You idiots. Right.
Do you remember over lockdown whenever the BLM movement was huge?
Yeah.
And there were so many cases of white people getting on their knees and apologizing to black people for slavery.
Yeah, like they did it the other day.
Yeah. It wasn't good. It was awful. But I didn't fucking do it. I'm not apologizing for shit.
So I guess she gave some dogs some money. I don't know.
She threw a dog a fiver.
She was also disqualified from owning dogs for 12 months. That doesn't feel like long enough for me.
Yeah, surely
it's a lifetime ban after that. This is the fattest dog I've ever seen.
Yeah. If you're responsible for poor Nuggy's death, surely you should never own a dog again.
It looks like a sausage roll, this dog.
It does a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fat. It can't even stand up properly. It's so fat. They had to drag it around. Which really defeats the purpose of a dog. if it can't walk. Welcome back to our long-standing tradition of playing games unsuitable for audio format on Gamey Schumer. Today we're playing blindfolded Jenga, which is an idea we had. Once again, we don't have anything for a blindfold other than a massive blanket, which is why it's currently wrapped around both our heads. We're fairly certain we're the first people to ever play Jenga blindfolded. I can't imagine it's going to be a particularly long game. Do you want to go first, Aidan?
I think you should go first this time.
Well, because I'm the only one with fingers skinny enough to actually get a piece out.
Yeah.
Okay.
My fucking sausage fingers can't fit into it.
Okay, right.
Also...
Okay, I've got a piece out.
Have you?
There
you not put it on top?
Oh shit, yeah, you put it on top. I can't see where the top is! I'm just going to have to guess. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. It's on top. Good fucking luck with this. Your fingers are bigger than the pieces.
What the fuck is this thing? I don't know. Oh, got it. Oh.
I'll be shocked if I don't hear it coming crashing down. I can't really remember which way I've put the one on the top either. So.
I'm trying to balance this thing before going. My fingers literally don't even fit through this. And we've only got one blindfold, so I can't even Use both hands.
No, you got to keep one hand on the blindfold. No way. I can't believe if we get through one round.
I got it. It's your turn.
Shit. I was so confident after one. I was like, there's no way I'll have to play again.
This has already lasted longer than I thought.
Yeah. Where the fuck? Where? No, I don't want that one. Where are you? Maybe I should go this way.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. It feels like if I talk loudly, the tower's going to fall over. Which I know is stupid, but... Oh, there's a loose one. There's a loose one. Yeah, baby.
You get it?
Yeah. Okay, it's on top. I don't think you're going to get through this round.
If I do, it would be absolutely unbelievable. I can't even feel a bit.
This is a great game.
Yeah.
The suspense is...
I can't even feel where...
The suspense is unbelievable. This is better than the 100 meters final. Has he got one?
Where is the fucking thing? Unbelievable.
And it's on top.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's a real disadvantage going first.
I think I might have absolutely shafted you with the way I put it on top. Though.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to line them up on top, but obviously we can't see where they went, so... Yeah. Where's the tower? Oh, there you are. Okay.
I can feel your concentration.
Yeah. Oh, that one's going. That one is a nice loose piece. Fuck me, I lost it in the tower. I've lost my piece. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that one's too risky. I can't.
My arm's starting to get dead holding this bastard thing.
I've got one. I've got one.
Is it on top?
Not yet. It's on top. Oh my god. What a game. I love blindfolded Jenga.
No! Bastard!
Mate, what an awesome game.
That lasted so much longer.
That
than
was
I
so
thought.
much fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be so bad to watch, isn't it? We'll be back on another round of Gamey Schumer at some point.
Probably another blindfolded.
More blindfolded games, yeah. What should we do? Blindfolded Hangman? Where neither of us can see the word. Right, let's move on then to Snatch of the Day. This is our sports segment, and we've got an absolutely insane clip for you. We love the Olympics, we love the Paralympics as well. It's always awesome to see people overcoming their disabilities and producing some amazing sporting spectacles. But we do have a big problem with the Paralympics on Radio Rufus. Because people with different disabilities get to play each other in the Paralympics. And that has never been illustrated more ridiculously than this table tennis match from the last Paralympics we're about to watch. So hop on over to YouTube if you want to watch this as well. Let's have a look at this clip, and I'll just describe what's going on for the listeners.
Don't want to be doing
Right, here we go. As you can see, there's a bloke. The Korean bloke, he looks fine. He's got both his arms, and you know, he's just playing normal table tennis, this guy. And there's the Egyptian guy with no arms. He's holding the racket in his mouth.
Who the fuck is arranging these matchups?
He's playing against a guy with 2 working arms. He's surfing with his foot. He has to throw the ball up in the air with his foot and then hit it with his mouth in order to play the game.
Great grip between the toes, though.
And the Korean guy basically has a sore knee. I think if you can see it from the angle, he's got a brace on one knee. That's his disability. And he's playing against an old Egyptian bloke.
I think this Egyptian fella is in his like 50s as well, so it's not as if...
Oh, he's old.
Just starting to see a bit of clear water open up in the second game.
Obviously he's getting absolutely fucking smoked as well.
Matching someone with this, don't get me wrong, it might be a severe knee injury, but he still has both his fucking arms.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he looks absolutely fine to me.
Like the majority of.
I feel like I've had splinters that are worse than that.
It's like playing football with no legs.
Sorry?
It's like playing football with no legs.
Yeah, and the other guy's got a toothache. That's what it's like. It's so imbalanced. It's ridiculous. How is he holding the towel? How is the Egyptian guy holding that towel?
They've just like put it onto the nub.
Yeah.
Time already ticking down.
Oh, let's get it forward a bit.
Mate, he's getting absolutely clobbered here.
You know what is really impressive though? He has the backspin of a prime Djokovic in some of these shots.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good at table tennis, but like, he's against the guy with arms. It's not fair.
He gets some fucking swaz in that thing though. Like you'd pull your muscle in your neck just watching this.
I don't know. I reckon, mate, give me a best of 21 with this guy. I'll smoke him. He hasn't got a bloody chance.
Look at that, like the way he's maneuvering his neck.
He is good at table tennis for someone with no arms. Yeah. Agree, but that doesn't mean he's actually good.
Yeah.
Against basically a normal bloke. So that's just one. We wanted to share that with you just because that's one of the most insane clips we've ever seen. And it's our main problem with the Paralympics is that surely the blokes with no arms play.
Should be playing the blokes with no arms.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on from one injury to another. And a famous Australian sportsman and ginger, Matt Dawson, broke a finger in training 2 weeks ago. Instead of letting it heal normally, which means he would have missed the Olympic Games, he decided to have the finger entirely removed from the knuckle up. Apparently the break was so bad that he passed out when he saw the finger in the changing room. He consulted a plastic surgeon, who wouldn't be my first choice in this. Yeah. I'd probably hit A&E before trying to get a boob job or whatever. He probably maybe his wife was going for a BBL, and he was like, oh, maybe they could do my finger while we're at it. And he said, basically, the plastic surgeon said if it was amputated, he could be back playing within 10 days.
Which would have got him in time for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And Rufus, you initially thought that he was amputating his finger to play in the Paralympics, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I thought he was going to I'll deliberately injure myself.
Yeah.
To so I can go out there and smoke
qualify
these guys in the Paralympics and get a few golds.
That would have been a much more controversial story, I think.
Yeah. So this is actually not going to be very funny. It's going to be slightly tragic.
Yeah.
But I believe, having been to China and Hong Kong and stuff, in Hong Kong, there's a lot of sort of people performing on the side of the road with no limbs.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it's basically big criminals in China get caught by the government and basically get their limbs chopped off and then get sent to sing on the side of the road as for the rest of their lives as punishment, right?
That is
extremely
mental.
harsh. So I actually think there is a chance, and I know that's happened for sure, and I think there is a chance that certain Paralympic athletes from China have had this happen to them.
They just got really good at whatever they were sent to be punished for.
Yeah. Or they'll make the injury as easy as possible to give them a huge advantage
At the Paralympics.
If you see what I mean, yeah. I genuinely think there could be a sort of government conspiracy there.
If you were a world-class table tennis player and you were right-handed, but you weren't quite medal winning territory.
Yeah.
If you lost your left arm, does that mean you qualify for the Paralympics? Because surely you'd read.
You don't need it. Well, I actually think you really do need your left arm because think about balance.
Yeah, but this fucker was doing alright.
Well, with no hands.
I suppose it's equally balanced.
Yeah, mate. He just went through a weight loss program. And they chopped both his arms off.
He probably wears the same as a dog.
He probably weighs less than the dog. Honestly, he probably weighs, because he's got no arms.
Yeah.
So that's taking out a few kilos there. He's not a big bloke. There's a possibility he weighs less than that dog, which is hilarious. I'd love to see him versus the dog in table tennis.
The dog would have a great like defensive side of his
Just
game.
set him up at the net. You're not getting anything past that guy. So he said his wife told him, don't do anything rash. So he said, I made an informed decision the same day to get it amputated.
Took plenty of time to think that one
If
through.
taking my finger was the price I had to pay, that's what I would do, says a man with 9 fingers for the rest of his life. I have to say, in his position, absolutely not doing this. What do you think? I get you want to play in the Olympics.
If I'm like 34 and it's potentially my last Olympics,
Yes, it is that.
I'd consider it because, especially, it wasn't his full finger.
No.
So if I had
Just
to
half.
lose half of a finger to have a chance of winning Olympic gold, I would probably consider it.
What if I told you he's already won an Olympic gold?
Well, then he's just being greedy.
Yeah. Because he has. Last Olympics, they already fucking won the gold.
Yeah, maybe just take the fucking summer off in that case.
Yeah, mate, you've been gifted a holiday.
This reminds me of a time we had a cup final, and our right back at the time had just broke his wrist, like maybe the week before.
Yeah.
And he really wanted to play in the final, so he sawed his cast off the night before, just to start on the bench and get like 10 minutes at the end.
People are insane, bro. I've missed training because I had like a splinter or a headache. I didn't want to go, but yeah.
I think if you're going to saw a cast off, make sure you're in the starting 11. They don't take that risk
you got to
if
be
you're a bench
an important player. It's like I played cricket against a school once, and in cricket obviously there's 11 players, but you have a 12th man who's needed if a player gets injured, right? And their school was so small, their 12th man had a broken arm. So they were fucked if someone else got hurt.
Did you read about this fella's other injury he had?
What?
So in 2018, he almost lost an eye after like the ball hit him in the like round his.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think if I almost lost my vision playing this sport, I'd draw the line at losing a finger as well.
Well, it's one of those things. It's like it's the Theo Baker theorem. Like once you get hurt enough by the sport you love, surely it's time to give it up.
It is painful as well because that's probably the thing that makes you happiest.
Yeah,
but it's just continuously.
It's not for you. It's not for you. You know what I love? Binge drinking, but it makes me absolutely shit myself.
Yeah.
So it's not for me. So I don't really do it anymore, and I had to give up on my dreams of being able to binge drink at least 3 times a week.
You could have been a great.
I could have been a great. But it wasn't to be. My hangovers are too bad. Plays havoc with my stomach. I wouldn't get any work done. And I had to sacrifice that. People say that I've had an easy life and I haven't faced much adversity because I grew up in a comfortable family who loves me. Very supportive people. And I went to nice schools my whole life and I've not really had anything bad happen to me ever. But this was tough to take. Yeah. Believe me. Yeah.
You had to tone it back from like 4 nights a week to maybe 2.
In first year, yeah. Anyway, team captain Aaron Zalewski said the decision to cut his finger off sent ripples of shock around the squad. We didn't really know what to think. Then we heard that he went to the hospital and chopped his finger off, which is pretty interesting because I know some people would give an arm and a leg to be here. Oh, a bit of sneaky banter from the captain. That's what you want, isn't it? If they don't win a medal, is this one of the worst decisions ever made by a human ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
They
up
better
at the
win
top.
something. Yeah.
If you had to sacrifice one finger, which one would it be?
Oh, I almost said thumb there before really regressing.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's got to be pinky.
I would assume pinky, yeah.
Left pinky.
Yeah, but is it, you know how people talk about your pinky toe is really important for your balance?
It's not.
Is it not?
Humans are evolving to get rid of the pinky toe. That's not even a joke.
But did I just make that up or is that a thing that has been...
I think it's a myth though. Like people have said it, but
Yeah. But there isn't an equivalent, even if it is a myth, with your pinky finger, no?
What do you ever use it for ever?
Yeah. It's a good point.
Well, obviously, like giving yourself a prostate exam, I guess. But
I almost had to use it for Jenga because my other fingers were too fat to fit in the box.
Right, let's move on to our newest and bluest segment. This is You're a Ranker. Today we're going to be ranking the top 3 things that are embarrassing for absolutely no reason. Aidan, you're number 3.
So my number 3 is making small talk with people you just about know.
Okay.
The main reason I brought this up is because the other day I was walking back from the bus.
Yeah.
And I met one of my neighbours that I've only ever chatted to a few times. And it was one of those situations where you start a conversation but you don't stop, so you're both still walking away from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And I dropped my first ever, "Oh, thank God it's the weekend."
Oh no!
It was,
You're turning into an old man.
yeah, I really felt it. And then he like laughed and he was like, "Oh, we're all glad, aren't we?"
Oh no!
He just walked down to the bus.
That's a really good one, actually.
I walked home in absolute shame.
Yeah. You go, "Oh, lovely weather for a change." Yeah.
That was his opening line.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I've got number 3, taking a backpack to the pub.
That is a great one.
Oh.
You just feel like a dick. You feel like you're on a school trip or something.
Yeah. And I feel like you look a little bit like a paedophile.
It looks like you've tucked that off a child and you've just hid the child somewhere for a pint.
Yeah. And also, like, you just look like such a neek, like, carrying that thing around. It's so uncool.
Yeah.
Like, bringing a laptop for a pint.
And you always have to set it at your feet and it's in the way. And
It's always in the way.
Yeah.
Your number 2?
My number 2 is walking back after taking a shot in bowling. It doesn't matter whether you got a strike. It doesn't matter whether you put the ball in the gutter for your 2 shots. You don't know whether to play it cool. You don't know whether to like over celebrate. Either way, you just feel like a dick walking back down the alley.
I actually don't agree with this one.
How so? You actually don't?
It doesn't
think that?
bother me at all.
I might just massively overthink that, but
Yeah.
let me know if anyone in the comments agree. I never know what to fucking do.
I got kicked out of bowling once for being so drunk. They just turned off the lane, and I'd only scored 38 points in 10 goes.
You're not embarrassed walking back because your whole game is embarrassing.
Oh, I'm so bad. I'm actually shit at all games. I think we've touched on this before, but I get regularly beaten at games on dates.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Although you won Jenga earlier.
That wasn't... Oh, was that a date?
I mean, I was classing it.
Oh, okay. What date are we on?
25.
What are we?
It's time to
Is that what we've been doing? Have we been doing date night this whole time and I have
don't
no
know.
idea?
Yeah. We're
I
pretty
thought this-
deep in.
I thought this was work.
Maybe for you.
You're just doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah, I don't get paid.
You're doing it, it's all passion. Yeah. My number 2, sort of depends on what gym you go to, but the gym I go to, when you're walking in there, you have to scan the QR code. It opens the tube.
Mine's the same.
Stand in the tube, and then, and it's a little bit too slow for my liking. And you have to stand in that tube for about 4 or 5 seconds, like an absolute mug.
Yeah.
Watching everybody in the gym through the glass, like some kind of sort of boy watching people have sex, but he's like a little boy, so he doesn't really know what's going on.
You just feel like you're being cryogenically frozen for 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's the Walt Disney experience for sure.
It also reminds me of, do you remember that show that used to be on, I think it was Channel 4, Take Me Out, where the person would come down in the tube and then it would spin round
Yeah,
and people would have to like say whether they wanted to date them or not.
right.
It always reminds me of that whenever you're stuck in that bastard thing for like 5 seconds.
Or the thing that flies across and picks up Augustus Gloop from the Willy Wonka film,
Great reference, yeah.
with the one with Johnny Depp in it, and it like sort of just sucks him out of the chocolate river.
Yeah. Have you seen the new one with your fucking Timothy Chalamet bastard?
No, but they filmed it in Bath when I was living there.
Oh, did they?
So you would walk around Bath sometimes, and there'd just be a fucking Wonka's caravan hanging around,
Yeah.
and like Chalamet, he's a bit of a lizard man, isn't he?
I hate him. I will never watch it just because of him.
Yeah. Well, that's the official stance of Radio Rufus. Fuck Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
I don't really know anything about him, so I don't really know why we hate him, but we hate him.
I've just hated him for ages.
Oh,
And I will
okay.
continue to take that.
Your number 1?
My number 1 is having to stop to tie your shoelace whenever you're with a group of people in public. Because
I don't think that bothers me either.
everyone has to stop. Or usually they'll
Stop, turn around.
Yeah, and everyone's looking at you, the pressure's on, you forget how to fucking tie them. You're rushing to try and get it done, and you end up messing it up. You have to retie.
But I think there's a huge opportunity to flip it on its head and like deliberately do it slowly to annoy people.
That's an alpha's move.
Yeah, that's a power move for sure. Maybe even I was about to say it's a bit of a Sigma move, but then I realised we don't really do that sort of chat on this podcast.
Yeah, we haven't. We could start if we're down. The reviews are really bad.
Well, we start like, I don't really know. It goes all the way down. That's what I didn't realise because I looked it up. It's basically astrology for men.
It is.
Right? So like, there's alpha males. We all know what those are. But the pyramid keeps going to like down to delta males and gamma males and stuff that I wasn't aware existed.
Yeah.
There's many. Turns out there are different sorts of people. So there we go.
What's your number one?
My number one is someone seeing your YouTube homepage on your laptop.
And it just being absolutely ridiculous, or?
Well, it's so vulnerable. Like, it shows you... What's on your YouTube homepage is who you are. That is the stuff that you consume on the reg.
Yeah, like it could be like a fucking Dan TDM Minecraft Let's Play. It could be 9/11 videos. It could be anything.
But like someone seeing a whole... It feels like you've exposed a whole, like, sort of naked side of yourself. I don't know. It feels really weird to me.
What does the Rufus Rice YouTube homepage look like?
Why don't we... I'll just go on it now.
On your future technology device?
Yeah, on my non-existent futuristic technology device. I'll read out exactly what's on there. Sean Locke and John Richardson play the stupidest quiz on TV. Cats does countdown.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. Daniel Negreanu strikes first and wins the first high roller tournament of 2024. Great Britain's Alex Yee storms to dramatic triathlon gold.
There's nothing incriminating yet.
No. Breaking news. Alpine have announced Oliver Oakes as their new team principal, the second youngest team principal in F1 history. Everybody loves Spencer Agnew Smosh compilation. That one's a bit weird.
I'm going to check mine. That's not...
Actually, mine is fine. It's all sort of like the political history of Canada.
The first thing on mine is Fort Benning was a stupid idea, and it's a video about Shane and The Walking Dead from, like...
If I'd seen the show.
It's an episode from 7 years ago. I haven't consumed any Walking Dead content since I was about 16.
Yeah.
The incredible talent that makes Calafiore perfect for Arsenal. And the last one is the COD world champion who disappeared. I don't even watch COD videos.
So... I guess I'm fucking wrong then, because those were fine, actually.
Yeah.
Oh well, whatever. Let's move on to our next segment, Questionable. Please let us know in the comments who won the last segment, who had the best top three. We asked you last week, what is something you'd only publicly confess on your deathbed? And we got a lot of responses, so we're doing the second part of that this week. I once co-ran a popular Jacob Sartorius fan account on social media. It began as a joke, but we gained so much popularity, we genuinely ran it like a full-time job every day after school.
Was there pay involved in this full-time job,
Probably
do you reckon?
Not.
That is awful.
It was probably Musically business, like, let's be real.
Had I known that this type of fan page existed, that would have been in my top.
Do you know
three
who Jacob
embarrassing.
Sartorius is?
Sadly, yeah.
Because I actually think Sweatshirt, kind of a banger, low-key.
Not a fan.
It's
Not for me.
You can wear my sweatshirt. You know that song?
I know the song, sadly, but
it kind of goes hard in an ironic way.
he was one of the first like people that was famous just for being a gimp.
Yeah, he was like 14 though, so I can't really criticize him too much. He's a gimp now, for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I used to hate him because the girl I had a crush on at school was a Jacob Sartorius
Stan.
enjoyer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she was like into Jacob Sartorius, like sort of. She posted like, you know, she was posting sort of, what do they have back then? I'm not sure was the Instagram
Vine?
story around? She's probably doing feed posts of Jacob Sartorius fan stuff at age 13.
One thing I don't get about that, well, I suppose maybe it's just the taste of like teenage women, but they're always
sorry, what?
the taste of teenage women, the people they like.
Oh, their tastes.
Yeah.
Okay, woof. Okay,
I
right.
don't know what you thought I was saying, but so it's always the people that they're obsessing over is always the skinniest runt.
Mate, we got the wrong idea. What we need to do is go on the 75 Gandhi or whatever.
The 75 Gandhi.
We'll get really properly skinny.
Yeah, like sickly skinny.
Yeah, like we look like a sort of sickly Victorian child.
Look like a fucking AIDS victim.
Yeah, very pale.
Hmm.
Get a hug from Princess Diana. I think if you have AIDS, you get one.
Yeah.
For free. Everyone gets one.
It just comes with a pass.
It's like the Oprah of AIDS. Like, you get a hug, you get a hug. And then what do? We make shit music.
And lip sync
Like
to them.
cringy lip syncs.
And cringy dances.
Yeah. And then
And maybe like scam people for a meet and greet.
I've noticed a flaw in this plan because I don't really want to pull any 13-year-old girls anyway.
Yeah. It's
Like,
something.
if I was 13,
Yeah, something you want to do at 13.
I'm past that stage.
It's like a couple of weeks ago whenever Jamie Hutchinson said the person he wanked over most was a 14-year-old girl before clearing up that he was also 14.
Yeah. It wasn't a great look for him.
Yeah.
Let's just swiftly move on from that. I was a coffin carrier at my uncle's funeral. It stunk so bad due to it being over a month from when he died. Which is a slow turnaround.
What?
He was low on the priorities list.
Yeah. Back home, you die, you have 2 or 3 nights wakes and you're in the ground.
Yeah. The coffin started leaking, dripped up the sleeve of my shirt, and stunk out my jacket. When we got to the wake after the funeral, the dogs licked all the juice off me. That's not the worst dog-related one we're going to have, by the way.
I don't like where this is going, Rufus.
When I was 11, I was groomed by some girl on Snapchat, and she convinced me to rub my dick on my dog because she said she would like it. That's the worst dog one, I think.
I find it hard to even laugh at that. That's just so vile.
It's so disgusting. That is a proper deathbed confession, though. Thank you for actually answering the question.
Yeah, he's probably one of the few. Well, I don't know yet. There could be a few with honest answers.
No, that's the worst one, I think.
Yeah.
That might be the worst entry we've ever had on this show.
I feel like you're saying that every week.
I think that is, though.
Yeah.
Can you remember anything worse
No, that one's definitely very
than
high on
admitting
that list.
to rubbing your knob on your own dog? As a young kid, I would sniff my fingers after I wiped my arse to see whether what I eaten had changed the smell. I like the scientific approach he's going for here. I feel like he's had a control period.
Very curious child. Very inquisitive.
Well, it seems pretty systematic to me. Like, I'm going to eat this. And then when I shit it out 3 days later, let's have a sniff. And hypothesis, testing, results, conclusion. You know, this guy's got an essay format put together. When I was a kid, I was told to never go near the vase on top of my fireplace, as my mum told me it was full of rare herbs and seasonings she had been gifted from a family friend out in Albania. Anyways, the family had been cooking a steak dinner for my dad's birthday, and I heard them talking about seasonings, so whilst no one was looking, I sprinkled some of the herbs onto my steak in the pan and placed them back, even though I realised by then it was my great-grand's ashes.
Why wouldn't they just say it's ashes?
Yeah.
There's nothing bad about that. That wouldn't freak anyone out.
I'm assuming
I don't think.
great-grand wasn't a huge part of your life, given that she spent most of it on the mantelpiece.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or just put a fucking lid on the thing.
He definitely, as a kid, he definitely didn't tell anyone as well.
Did he say whether it was nice?
Yeah, what flavour are ashes? Ash, I guess.
Yeah, pretty ashy.
Yeah. I was once so desperate that I just Uber Eats'd lube from Boots. That one's just funny. Like,
I had a moment of desperation a few weeks ago where I had completely topped out whatever I had earned that month. Like, the payday was maybe 3 weeks gone.
yeah,
And the only source of income, or the only way I had of paying for something, was PayPal credit on Uber Eats.
yeah.
So I had to order like a pack of Madre through PayPal credit on Uber Eats so I could go out the next day.
Nice. That's not quite as bad as this.
It's not as bad as lube.
It's just ordering just lube, which I think is funny.
Surely just to get the, you know, you get like
You've
a
got to get
small
something
order
else.
charge. Get like a bag of Hoops.
You got to get something else to show them that you are a normal person who doesn't just buy lube.
It's like I used to do online shopping in Tesco, so
Yeah.
you would basically go around, pack the trolleys up of what people have ordered.
Yeah.
And there's one woman that had ordered a pregnancy test and a bottle of vodka. That was it. Great combination.
Subtle. Real subtle there. I'd always have to mix it in with other items. Like, I couldn't just go there and just buy Johnny's, because the person at the counter knows exactly what you're up to.
Yeah.
You've
You
got
need to make it seem like you're stocking up.
Johnny's and toothpaste and, some other stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a cucumber.
Throw him off, yeah. Cucumber, pack of wet wipes. Just throw him off the trail. No questions asked. Tub of butter. Right. I had a wank in a mate's bed whilst he was in the shower. 10 minutes afterwards, his mum came into the room and picked up the used tissues. Which one's just a bit disgusting.
Not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's strange and it's weird that you're wanking in your friend's bed, but
Yeah.
there's definitely worse in this list.
It's ideal timing that the mum came in 10 minutes afterwards.
I don't know. Some people would want the rush of hearing her footsteps on the stairs as they're approaching climax. You never hear about that?
Well, you said that with the look of a man
who
done
enjoys
that,
that.
done that himself.
No, that's not me. I couldn't
Thrill
deal
seeker.
I couldn't deal with the stress. What is that called though?
Mum come quick, I think, is the game.
There's a word
You
for
shout mum come quick.
it. Is it a danger wank?
Danger wank, yeah.
Yeah, danger wank's the term.
But the game is mum come quick. So you go, Mum, come quick! And then you got to get the job over before she gets in the room or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Not that I would know, because I went to boarding school. So we couldn't really do that. What could you do at boarding school, sort of?
Just with the same equivalent, but with your friends. But they were probably there anyway.
Yeah. Throughout high school, sixth form, and my first year of uni, I had a girl. This might be the most heartbreaking one. I had a girlfriend. I honestly loved her. That being said, we had very different first year university experience and broke up due to a breakdown in communication and distance. The relationship just didn't work out. I was devastated. I had bought us both tickets to fly to Australia after uni, and I had also spent £3,800 on an engagement ring.
Oh my god.
It's a soul crusher. It's an absolute soul crusher.
I don't think that's a hard one to come back from.
How are you buying an engagement ring for a girl you're having a long distance relationship with at uni? That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, how is that even possible? Oh. Absolutely disgraceful. What's the most money you've ever spent on something for a girl? It's not. I hope it's not 3.8k.
It's maybe like 200 quid on concert tickets from a woman. That's it.
And half of that is yours.
Yeah.
Let's be,
So 100 quid.
Yeah, let's be real.
No, but like Christmas and stuff, I probably spent like 400 probably.
Do you do that thing where you buy presents secretly for yourself? Like my dad.
Nah, I don't actually, but it might start.
Like my dad, who bought himself Guitar Hero so we could play it.
Good move.
He just wanted to play Guitar Hero.
It's like all those years we got like pool tables and table tennis tables and air hockey tables that we didn't ask for.
Yeah,
Ended
yeah.
up loving, but so did my dad.
Yeah. Oh. Whitney again. Okay. Thanks, Whitney. Yeah. Well, I've just had some breaking news in down the wire from our music correspondent. Once again, it's Whitney Hounslow in Memphis. This is today's news. Today, of course, being August 16th, 1977. Now, we get out and about a bit. I know air travel is a sort of, most people have not even been to another country, let alone, flown in a bloody plane before. Yeah. But we're jet set, man.
We are.
We're high flyers. We're fucking BA Terminal 5
Veterans.
priority boarding fucking merchants. Right? We get around a lot because in the high flying, high octane, moving and shaking world of independent journalism, we are respected in the field. So we were actually do you remember we were out in Memphis last weekend?
How could I forget that?
Unbelievable experience.
It was.
Except we just went obviously to go to my great uncle's funeral.
God rest him.
And God rest him. Little bit of leakage from the coffin, have to say.
Yeah.
Dogs seem to love it. But obviously we went to the pub after just for one.
Yeah.
And we got talking to that group of girls, and I've never met that genre of girl before. America, I know, is a far away and like newfangled and difficult place to understand, but the girls there, something about them are different. Can't put my finger on it.
You got any idea at all what?
Big tits.
That's mainly it.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, they said they knew Elvis.
I didn't believe them at first.
I thought it was absolute bullshit because
I thought it was just pure pub talk.
Well, yeah, because my mate said that if you can't break your leg you can't break your leg by pulling it in the pub the other day, and someone snapped his leg, proving him wrong.
To prove a point?
Yeah. So I thought this was absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
And also Elvis, like, where's he these days?
Yeah, sort of. He peaked maybe in the 50s.
Yeah, no, he was well past his prime. Like, why do you want to go on a night out with an old fat man? Anyway, obviously we played a bit of Paranoia, had a few VKs with those girls. Seemed to love us for some reason, and then ended up at Elvis's gaff.
Yeah, they weren't lying.
Unbelievably, these girls were 100% truthful with us. A decent pad, I'd say. What do you make of his house?
Yeah, I didn't picture him to be living in a bungalow, but it's good that he sort of stayed humble.
Yeah. I didn't picture him either to have a stair lift in a bungalow. But I guess he doesn't walk that much these days.
Yeah, he doesn't really play by the rules, Elvis.
No, not really. That was a really funny moment. Obviously, he's got that wonderful piano. When you played it with your cock, that was so funny.
Yeah, something I've been practicing for a while.
I didn't know you had that party.
It was good to kind of get it out and show it and get a bit of feedback on it.
Can you play anything other than Three Blind Mice? I know you did it really well, but like,
yeah.
Have you got anything? Are you working on something?
I've been practicing with a harmonica.
Ah, well, playing that with your cock.
Yeah.
How do you get the air into it?
It's tough, but you can almost manifest it.
You can do the squeeze. Yeah. Interesting. You could be like sort of Bob Dylan, playing the guitar and the harmonica at the same time. Except you could probably also sing.
Yeah, true.
Oh, incredible. Anyway, yeah, we had to fly home straight afterwards, obviously. But it was weird. Elvis just disappeared in the middle of the night.
Yeah, he had like racked up a few lines, and then he said to me, "I'm going to the bog. I'll be back in like 20 minutes."
By the way, delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at Elvis's.
It was a nice spread he put on.
Nice spread.
Yeah.
That's a man who knows food, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. Like I was expecting. I don't really want to label him as this type of person, but like egg and cress, maybe like salad. But
yeah,
it was a really good sandwich spread. He never came back though, and I kind of felt awkward just sitting around.
It's weird doing an Irish goodbye in your own house, especially telling everyone you're going for a shit.
Yeah, especially
it's a weird way to just leave it.
Yeah. But after a while, I kind of just felt uncomfortable because there was no sign of him, so I just assumed he fell asleep or something and let myself out.
Yeah. So we just assumed he'd sort of, couldn't give a shit anymore and just fucked off. So we went home. We flew back here obviously because we've got regular jobs to do, and we didn't hear from him for a while. But they found him, and he's dead.
He is not.
He's dead, yeah.
Did it say what or how? How did he die?
They found him just cacking his brains out.
Do you reckon it was the sandwiches?
Yeah. PB&J. PB&J did him in. And that's where we'll have to leave that one. Thank you again for listening to another sentimental and serendipitous episode of Radio Rufus. We'll be back again next week with some more absolute quality street. Don't forget to play the mouse buttons with your cock like Aidan in his prime playing that piano in Elvis's house. It was wonderful to hear. You truly have the penile grace of a master artist.
I appreciate that.
Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 20k. That would be absolutely world class if you can get us there. Drop a fat like on this one. Drop a fat comment as well. And drop a fat rating on Spotify. back to you in the studio.
It is a mystery how we keep getting invited to these house parties.